All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video and welcome to the new studio. I'm not quite done with it yet, but I can't wait to have more space to do bigger projects, to have more machines, and to show you guys more cool stuff. Part of that is going to be decorating this cool place. And as you can imagine, we're going to honeycomb this thing right on up. But we also need some really cool ideas on what to put on this nice little shelf that I have here in the back. So things like the Mandalorian bust, the Baby Yoda bust, or whatever ideas that you guys may have, leave them in the comments below and help me decorate everything in the room. What would you guys like to see in the background during these videos? Part of that is also going to be cool lithophane prints like this one here. And a lot of you have asked a question about the Lithophane bundle from Bambu and asked if I have purchased one. And I did get it. And today's video will be going over that. And with that will be one of the decorations that we will put into the new studio. So if you guys remember the castle that I printed in the live stream, I took a picture of that and showed it in the next live stream to show everybody what it turned out like. And it turned out really, really cool. So I thought what would be cool for a lithophane print would be a 3D printed picture of a 3D print of mine. So I thought that would be pretty cool. And I thought that would be pretty cool to showcase here in the studio. So I bought the Bambu Labs lithophane bundle, and I'm going to go ahead and review that for you today. And as you guys know, I don't sugarcoat anything and I give you guys the real deal. And today will be another example of that. So if all of that sounds good, then sit back and relax and I'll get everything ready. All right, so here we are on Bambu's website for the Lithophane bundle. And as you can see here, it is sold out until the end of June. One of the things that I want to talk about is I thought that it came with this frame and everything here, or maybe you printed the frame, but I at least thought it came with the light. But it didn't, or at least mine didn't. Another thing to note here is this bundle is just PLA basic. So if you have these colors, you actually don't need this bundle. All you really need is the 0.2 millimeter nozzle, which isn't included with this bundle. This bundle is just the filament. As I found out, I didn't get anything other than 4 rolls of filament, and I actually already had these 2 colors. But the cyan and the magenta are the ones that I did not have. And it's yellow, jade white, magenta, and cyan. The other thing that you need is the 0.2 millimeter nozzle. And we'll see how it's put together. You print this frame. The Bambu backlight board is the thing that I don't have, but in some future videos, we're actually going to make this and learn how to make custom ones that we can control with our phone and wirelessly and all of that type of stuff here. You print this light guide. In today's video will be the CMYK, or the cyan, magenta, yellow, and white print. And again, we'll do the print of my 3D print of the castle. And basically, we're going to go to a website called Lithophane Maker. We're going to upload an image. It's going to turn it into an STL after we set it up. We're going to export that or move it over into Bambu Studio or Orca Slicer, which we'll be using today. I'll go ahead and load up all of the filament, and then we'll go ahead and print this thing out and see what it looks like, minus the frame, the light guide, and everything like that. As you saw in the intro, I have it on one of my studio lights there, which is a handy thing to have. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It is a handy light to have to check your lithophane prints. So let's go ahead and take a look at Lithophane Maker. All right, so here we are on the website for Lithophane Makers. And you'll see each one of these pictures is the different types of lithophanes that you can make. And you to go into the editor for each one of these, you just click on the picture. But there's some pretty cool ones here. Some lampshades, some hearts, night lights. This box is pretty cool. This globe is really cool. You know, there's all kinds of them that are in here, but the one that we'll be interested in today is the color lithophane maker. So let's go ahead and click on this, and we'll upload the image to it. All right, so once we have our image loaded in here, there's a couple of things that we need to change in here in order to make it work. Now, I didn't print out the frame because I don't have the backlight or anything like that, but if you did receive a backlight, if you follow these instructions to a T, these are the ones that'll make it fit within that frame and with that backlight and everything that you print. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is go ahead and hit this crop button right here, because we will need to crop the image here in a minute. We'll need to change the first layer height to 0.15. The width is 144 millimeters on that frame and backlight, and the height is 108 millimeters on that frame and backlight. And as you can see, it did crop our image, and we can easily move it over to the right just by adding some stuff here. We'll put it all the way over, and then we can put it right in here, so you can adjust this to right where you want that picture. Okay, so once we've done that, you'll go ahead and enter your email address in here, and Bambu recommends using this default palette right here, and you can hit show expected image. This looks sort of kind of what it looks like, but it's not very representative of what the print looks like. It is close, but it's not. The print looks or doesn't look very different, but it looks different than that. So once you've done that, you'll go ahead and hit create STL, and it'll export 6 files. One of them is an instruction file. The other ones are for Bambu Studio or for Orca Slicer. And they'll be labeled like cyan at the end of it. I think on this one it'll say castle, cyan, magenta, white, and yellow. There's every time I've done this one, there's been 2 white ones on there, and then the cyan, magenta, and yellow. So I'll go ahead and get this. This will create a zip file, so you'll need to extract it and then get it ready for the slicer. So I'll go ahead and meet you. I'll go ahead and load the filament up and then meet you in the slicer. All right, so once you're in Bambu Studio or in Orca Slicer like we are today, we'll need to set a couple of things up. So the first thing that we'll want to set up is the X1 carbon 0.2 nozzle. If you're using the P1P, you'll need to select that one. So we'll go ahead and select that, and then let's go ahead and make a user preset for this so that we can do Lithophane from here on out, and we're not going to save all of these settings to the standard. So the first thing that I like to do is just hit the save button there, and we'll just name this Lithophane printing. Like so. So now everything that we save under here will save under this Lithophane printing under a under a user setting that we can refer back to in the future, so we don't have to remember to do all of this stuff. The next thing we'll need to do is change it to the cool plate there, and then make sure that all of our filaments are loaded in there, and they are. So now let's go through the rest of the guide, and under quality, we'll need to change the first layer height to 0.15 instead of 0.10. And then under strength, we'll need to go to top shell layers right here and change that from 7 to 3. Bottom shell layers from 5 to 3. And then under infill, we need to change this to 100. And when we do that, it's going to give us an error that says grid info pattern does not support 100% density. Switch to rectilinear pattern. That's what we need anyway. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to that. And then we'll go ahead and save that. So now we have all of the quality and strength settings that we need for lithophane printing. All right, so the next thing that we'll need to do is to bring our objects in. So let's go to our folder where we've extracted all of the files, and we'll drag all of those in. And again, those of you that have done multicolor prints with me before know that when we get this warning sign right here, we need to select yes, and we want to download these files with multiple parts as a single object. That's what that's asking to do, and that is what we want it to do. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK on there. And oh my gosh, it's all black and nothing's in there. Well, now we need to go color this thing. And for those of you that have been around here for a while, we know the easy way to do that. So we know that cyan, magenta, yellow, and white are in 5, 6, 7, and 8 in my AMSs. So now all we need to do is match these up. So for the cyan one, that's 5. For the magenta one, all I'm doing is pressing the number 6 here on the keyboard. White is number 8 on the keyboard. White again is number 8 on the keyboard. And then yellow is number 7 on the keyboard. And again, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where I'm getting those numbers from. And it really is as easy as color by number for that respect, in that respect there. So once we have that done, our nozzle selected, our cool plate selected, we have the right settings, everything's ready to go, we're ready to print this thing. So we'll go ahead and slice it, and we'll see how long this is going to take. All right, so as we can see, 6.5 hours to print. So we'll go ahead and get this thing printed out, and I'll see you when it gets done. All right, so here's the finished print. I'm not sure how well the camera can pick this up. What's really cool about this light, or this backlight here for checking your prints, is you can actually change the color of the backlight. And that does change the way that the print looks. And this warmer color light, I feel like it really, I don't know how much the camera can pick this up, but it really seems to pop right off of the print there whenever you put the warmer light on there. So the backlights that we will make for that will be adjustable so that we can adjust the color of the light as well as the brightness of the light behind it to really pop that out. And I'll try to mess around in the editor here to kind of give an example of what I'm looking at, because this is, textured in a 3D way here, so it does kind of pop out. And whenever you move kind of back and forth and look at it, it looks really, really cool as well. So if you have these colors already and you have the 0.2 millimeter nozzle, go ahead and give this a try. It's pretty fun. It looks pretty cool. And I'll show some instructions on how to get the light behind it, and we'll make some custom one of these in some future videos and everything and do all of that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you have better luck with getting the backlight. But again, you're only going to have one of those backlights with that bundle, so you'll need to do something if you want to print more of those. So in some future videos, we'll show how to do some customization on that. So I hope everybody has a good weekend and has a great week, and I'll see you next weekend. Thanks, everybody.